Okay, so boudoir photography is a more intimate photography for women who is not, I don't do it. A lot of people have a misconception of boudoir.
Mhm,
That when they think about the name, they hear like provocative and
mhm,
all of that, which it can be. But I do it more classy and just more empowering for women. So women who are ready to just embrace their strength and beauty within themselves, they may have went through something like I did as a divorce and you just don't feel the best about yourself
mhm.
and you want to get uplifted. So it's more where I let women tap into their inner strength and just show them how beautiful they are.
My working professionals, creators, entrepreneurs, I need y'all to tap in. Listen, if you're tired of fighting distractions at home or bouncing around from coffee shop to coffee shop, then Bamboo has exactly what you need to be able to lock in and get your work done. In addition to having flexible meeting rooms and event space, they've got a community that actually supports you while you're in the building. So if you're ready to lock in some space right now, guess what? I got you. If you head over to bamboocowork.com right now and use the promo code Black Friday 20, you'll get 20% off any of your rental bookings. Don't waste any more time. Head over to bamboocowork.com and take care of that. Use that promo code. I'll be seeing you at a Bamboo location sometime soon. Now, let's go ahead and get back into the episode. What up, though, Black Fridays family? Welcome back to another installment of the Black Fridays podcast. Before we get into today's episode, I need you to hit that like button, subscribe, make sure you drop a comment, send some friends, family these videos so we can keep this thing going. And now that I got that business out of the way, I want to introduce you to someone who is ensuring that all of our clients have lasting memories that are powerful and impactful, and also is a huge proponent for women empowerment. Miss Katrina Cross-Daniels, welcome to the podcast. How you doing today?
I am fine. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for pulling up to the podcast.
I've been waiting on my turn and now it's here.
So now that we actually finally have you here in the building, you are a photographer, creative entrepreneur, and you've been doing so for well over a decade. So I know that your preferred medium of creativity is photography and that you have a love and a passion for that. Could you tell us, when did that happen for you? When did you pick up that camera and start creating, and what was that experience like?
I would say that experience started a long time ago. I was always that family member that always had a camera. So it don't matter what family event it was, everybody knew Katrina's gonna have her camera, so let's take some photos. I would then say it kind of turned when my kids started playing sports in
Mhm.
school. So I would go to the games and capture all the football, basketball, and then other parents started asking me to capture their kids. But that was still more like amateur, hobbyish type of photography. And then it just kind of transpired from there. Do you want to know how it went on to the more professional side of things?
Yeah, so where were you in life when you started to take it more seriously? Because I know that you're a full-time entrepreneur in this space. So when did you start taking it more seriously before you made that full pivot?
I was working in a corporate job. So I was working at the casino, actually. I was there I opened up the casinos. I started at Greektown Casino, then I went over to MGM. And so being in the corporate world, all of the 24 hours a day type of job, it was just like I was kind of over it. Even though I was there quite a while, my photography started to pick up a little bit more. And I'm like, okay, let me figure out how I can do my photography more permanently. So when I transferred over to MGM, I ended up being in a car accident and I ended up being off work on a medical. And I think I just never went back to the casino
Mhm.
and I just started doing my photography more full time.
And what was that transition like for you in terms of you basically decided you wasn't going back to the casino, but then like how did you start to gain traction with photography in terms of booking people to getting paid and,
Oh,
making sure
okay.
bills and all that stuff was paid?
Yeah, I would say that happened because if someone asked me to just do a wedding, I had never shot a wedding before,
Mhm.
and someone was like, "Hey, can you do my wedding?" And I was like, "Are you sure you want me to do your wedding?" And it's like, "I think you could do it." So I was like, "Okay, but don't hold me accountable for anything that goes wrong." And a couple of things did go wrong at that wedding. But from that point, I realized that I liked the feeling of being at a wedding. I like those love moments, capturing people and all of the on the go type of things. Like it was fast paced, and I had a joy in it until I didn't. I mean, I still shoot weddings, but I ended up
Mhm,
going through an unexpected divorce during this time of wedding season,
mhm,
and it kind of like spiraled me into a downside of photography. Like I had to go shoot a wedding. Maybe like 4 days after I realized that my marriage was ending,
mhm.
and just being able to go and see someone talk about their love story and we're so in love and you're just my person. And I'm like crumbling inside. Like it was kind of a hard pill for me to swallow. But that kind of led me into some other areas of my photography. But that's how it kind of smoothed over from doing it as a hobby to professional. And then I jumped full force into it.
Gotcha. And with your photography business, could you tell us more about the services that you offer?
Yeah. Not only do I do wedding photography, I do women empowerment shoots. I do boudoir photography. I do high school seniors and just regular portraits like headshots and branding.
Mhm. And what is boudoir? Like, could you I feel like I have an understanding, but, like, I don't fully understand.
Okay, so boudoir photography is a more intimate photography for women who is not, I don't do it. A lot of people have a misconception of boudoir.
Mhm,
That when they think about the name, they hear like provocative and
mhm,
all of that, which it can be. But I do it more classy and just more empowering for women. So, women who are ready to just embrace their strength and beauty within themselves, they may have went through something like I did as a divorce and you just don't feel the best about yourself
mhm.
and you want to get uplifted. So it's more where I let women tap into their inner strength, and just show them how beautiful they are.
Yeah. And I think that that's super dope because I know that you do focus on that as one of your key offerings and in as the avenue of women empowerment. But to play devil's advocate, what would you say to folks who like you just want to show your body on the internet or have that type of mindset in terms of those style of shoots?
I would say that there is a group of people who feel like that for sure.
Mhm,
Even men who don't want their women to have these shoots because of thinking like that. Like, I don't want my woman showing herself like that. But what it is that outside of it's not like the IG model, like, I just wanna get on there and pose for IG and have myself out there. It is more of a coming into yourself. Like, I may have all these different flaws about me, which I did for myself. I look at myself and I used to say, "Oh, my thighs are too big," or "This about me, I don't like my arms," and just being able to have a moment where I'm embracing all of that and saying, no, this is me. This is how I am today. And I want to make sure that I accept me for who I am. And being able to show that and post images like that, it's just empowering for other women who may be going through the same type of thing.
mhm,
So I don't look at it as like, oh, you just want to show yourself on social media. I
mhm.
look at it as like, no, I want to help other women come out of their cocoon that they're in as well.
And I know how I am during photo shoots, and I can only imagine during a photo shoot like that, I'm sure you have to do a lot of coaching on the spot. So how do you kind of walk women through, like, we gonna do this, we gonna do X, Y, Z, and make them feel their best in the
Yeah.
moment, so that you can be able to capture the essence of the situation.
It's definitely a safe zone, first. This type of photography services is where everyone who walks through your door is not confident.
Hmm.
They don't feel the best, and you have to be able to talk to women to make them feel comfortable with you first. If they're not comfortable with you as the photographer, it's gonna be hard. So being able to say like, "Hey, this is a safe space. I am going to help you. You don't have to know how to do all the posing. Imma guide you. Imma make sure that I'm showing her images throughout the session so she can see for herself that she's doing a great job." So it's things like that that I think will help coast that situation and make it a lot better.
Gotcha. And we're gonna get more into your background in photography and other things that you got going on. But first, I got to introduce you my favorite part of Black
Oh,
Fridays,
okay.
which is Freestyle Fridays. So, Katrina, I hope you ready to rap. Show us your expertise, your flow.
Oh,
You got
maybe a little bit.
you
Maybe a
got some
little
bar you
bit.
got some bars for us?
I don't have much. I
Okay.
mean, it's a little cold outside right now, so I would be like, "It's so cold in the D." I mean, that's one of my favorite things I like to tell people because I talk to a lot of entrepreneurs that don't live here in Detroit because we do
Yeah.
a lot of Zooms and a lot of conferences I go to, and I always be like, "It's so cold in the D," and so everybody be saying that. So that's my freestyle Friday.
Okay, all right. So I can't let you just go with that. So I got to ask you some rapid fire questions
Okay,
if that's cool with you.
that's cool.
All right. So what is your favorite color?
Black and navy blue.
Black and navy blue. Okay, perfect. You mentioned you talk to entrepreneurs who are not from Michigan or Detroit, but if you got a chance to take one of them around the city, what are some of the things that you would do with them for a day if you had 24 hours?
I would show them some of our highlights of how our city of downtown Detroit is growing. So just going down to the Riverwalk, I would show them that. Going on to like some of the casino areas. I don't do a whole lot of other things, but probably that.
Okay.
Mhm.
And east side or west side?
Ooh, at this point in my life, I would probably have to say East Side.
Okay. Is that where you spend most of your time or
Yeah,
where
I'm
family
more I'm
is?
more East. Yeah, grew up on the West as a younger adult, but East Side is where I normally at. That's where I lie.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite place you like to travel?
Um, Traveling. I travel a lot. And probably I don't know. I loved when I went to Hawaii. I would like to go back because I was very sick when I went, so I would say Hawaii.
Okay. Do you travel for work or more leisure? Or both?
More work.
Okay.
Mhm.
So are you international with your work?
I am.
Oh, okay. All right then. Come on.
I am.
Come on then. All right. And then last but not least, all right, is there a book or a podcast that you listen to right now or that you would recommend to folks that you enjoy?
Um, a book. I would probably have to say, what's the hmm. I love building a story brand. That book, it kinda helps you kinda coast through making your website and everything kinda lay out, perfectly, so I like the story brand.
Okay.
Mm.
Who is that by?
I knew you was gonna ask me that next, and I just drew a blank, I'll have to come back to that, but I think it's Michael? I have to research it.
Okay. We'll
Add
Google
it
it.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Add in, Google it, one or the other.
Yes.
So appreciate you for partaking in Freestyle Fridays.
Okay.
Thank you for engaging in the randomness.
Yes.
And so now I would love for you to tell us about KCD Creative Studios and how did that come about? I remember early on in terms of meeting you, I think it's been about a year.
Mhm.
You had mentioned that you had opened up the space in the studio. And so would love for you to be able to let the audience know what the studio is about and how it came about.
Okay, so as part of my brands, and my brand is I'm Katrina of Katrina Cross Photography, and I also have KCD Creative Studios. So the studio came about not only for myself because I needed a space to be able to shoot my creative work, but as a photographer, I realized that a lot of photographers and creatives don't have a space to shoot. So I wanted to be able to create like a creative hub where other creatives can use the space to not only do their photography, but for like videographers, content creators, people who host workshops and classes, to have this space that they can also call their own. So I offer, memberships so you can come in and have a space. You don't have to say it's Katrina's space. No, it's our space.
Hmm.
So that's how it came about, is that just giving creatives a pathway to have something for themselves.
And how long had you been doing your photography business before you decided to open up the studio?
I've probably had my space for about 7 years. I had a studio before about 3 years ago. No, it actually was during the pandemic. During the pandemic, and I ended up leaving my studio space, and then I had another one in Southfield, Michigan. But this one here is now the first creative hub space that I have. So I guess it's been like 9, 10 years.
Hmm. Now, what does it take, because you've had multiple studios at this point, what does it take for somebody to get their own space and be able to mold it in a way that would be helpful for their business and for you, for other creatives as well?
What would it take for them to get their own space?
Yeah, so like what's the steps? Like how do you find the space? How do you finance the space? How do you do it all?
Um, it's a lot. I would say, just taking your time to look around and figure out like how much space do you need. The first couple spaces I had was like just enough space. This space is a little bit too much space. So sometimes you don't need too much unless you're planning on doing other things, which for me it was creating a creative hub for other people. But I would say just knowing exactly like how much space do you need, what your budget is to pay for this, because it is an expense that comes out of everything. So when you got your own personal expenses and then you got these business expenses, so just making sure that can your business, kind of make sure that you can pay for these things. Outside of that, like just realizing like what do you need in the space. And I would say before you even need this, start planning for it. Like don't wait till you're like you're ready to get it to now start planning. No, so you can start picking up like little things. If you already know in the back of your mind, I want to have a space one day. Okay, so what does it take? Get your financials in order. Um, Take classes, find you a mentor for anything of your businesses. I think a mentor is great. And just start that planning process, because it ain't no joke. It's not as easy as people make it seem. And far as like looking for resources for funding, um, I'm a big component of like apply for these grants out here. It's a lot of grants, and a lot of times people don't get grants because they don't apply for them. So I would say definitely do that and tap into the resources that the city of Detroit offer. Um, I was just awarded Motor City Match. Uh,
Congratulations.
thank you. So
Like
I
recent, or to get the space that you in, you got Motor City
Since
Match.
I got the space, I applied for Motor City Match.
Gotcha.
But they have different levels to Motor City Match, so you can apply before you even get a space and
Hmm.
do different tracks that they have. So if you don't even have a space yet and you just want to have an idea, they have a track for that. If you already know you want how a design or a layout to be, they have a track for that. I went to the cash track because I already had a space. So now mine is for like equipment and furniture. So we're at that place now where I'm about to get the funding for that.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And how did that process go for you for Motor City Match?
Ooh, it was long, daunting. I mean, you have to be in it for for the long run to go through Motor City Match. It is time consuming, but it is well worth the wait.
Hmm.
So you just got to be diligent and do what you got to do and answer every question that they ask you, fill out every form, turn in every document. And there's some documents that's required. So a lot of things when I tell people like get prepared now, it's like get prepared now. Like make sure you know what a business plan is, what a cash flow is, a balance statement and all of those type of things. Start working on that stuff now. So when you're ready for it, you have all the things. So, yeah.
For sure, for sure. A lot of gems being dropped.
Yeah.
What is it like having your own space in terms of being able to curate a creative studio for yourself and other people? What has that been like for you? What's that feeling like?
The feeling is great. It's a little mixed because at one point where it's your space, and you can do with it whatever you wanna do. And I have a lot of ideas for myself, but I also have to now think, but I'm also doing it for other people too, so I can't just put all of what I want, what do the people want as well? So I have a few members now, and they're like, "Well, can we do this or can we get this?" And some things I'm like, "Oh, I don't really like that." But I have to also stop and think like, but I want them to feel like this space is theirs as well too. So you have to like just reconsider some things that it's not just for you. But it feels nice to be able to know that you have a space that others can also enjoy, you know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And what are some of the people who, well, let me take a step back. What would it take for someone who might be interested in joining the studio or leveraging the studio? What type of options do you have available for people to join the collective, so to speak?
The couple options I have is I have where you can do if you don't really think you need a space a lot, you just want to dabble in it a little bit. You can do hourly rentals with me. But the memberships I think is where you get the better bang for your buck because you're getting it more at a discounted rate. Like, yeah, you may be obligated. Like, I have a couple different plans where you can pay like $250 a month for X amount of hours, for the month. Or you can pay $500 and you get more hours. I have one lower membership that's like $100 a month. But what that is that you pay this $100 a month, but you'll be able to, when you're ready to rent hourly, you get it at a discounted rate than what
Okay.
the regular hourly rate is.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how did you come up with that pricing? Because I'm curious. I can tell you got your business stuff together. So I'm trying to see if I can get a little bit of coaching from you in terms of like how did you come up with that pricing, those tiers in terms of where people can enter the space at?
Well, one of them is I did a poll. I
Okay.
asked the people like what did they need? Because when I first got the space, I was trying to give them like more than that. And what I found out is that people didn't need like all of these hours that I was trying to get.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Well, I'm only going to use it, like 5 or 6 hours." Okay, so just listening to what the need was, and that's how I help, determine it. So a lot of times we have to like just go right to the people and see what they need. And then I also found that some people the monthly like 250 or 500 may have been just a little tad stretch for them to commit to because it is a monthly commitment like on auto pay,
Hmm.
which is great for the people that's doing it. But if that wasn't you, also having this lower entry fee, but it also still gets you to be able to get a discount when you're ready for the hourly. I found that there was a need for that as well. So I just gave a little bit of everything.
Okay. Got you.
Mhm.
And what's the most popular way that people use the space right now? Is it other fellow photographers like yourself, or are people doing video in there? People shooting series or movies? Like how are they leveraging the space?
I've actually had a lot of different things, but I would say photographers for sure is probably number one. Outside of that, I've had workshops. People have rented the space for workshops. I've had somebody rent the space and did a micro wedding,
Okay.
in the space. I've had book signings in the space. People have done it and did vendor pop-ups where they had the vendor tables and so they did vendor stuff. And I also have like some models. So they've used the space for like their rehearsal and their practices. So yeah, for like runway fashion shows.
Hmm.
Yeah.
What's been the biggest event or activation there to date?
The biggest one has probably been it was a family reunion.
Okay. Okay.
They had it was a meet and greet of the family reunion was held there. And also had hustle nights too.
Okay. How
So
how often you doing the hustle night? There's a few hustles I still ain't learned yet.
Actually, it do need to come back because it happened twice and people was like, "Oh, are you gonna do this again?" And I think I need to get people again what they're asking for.
Yeah,
So
give the people what they want.
yeah, that did go over rather well. I had some instructors that came in that know like all the hustles, and they were, showing them the hustles. So
Hmm.
that went over really well.
And how often are you doing your own events like that in the space? I know you said like the hustle class you considering bringing back, but in terms
Mhm.
of like, or do you do your own? How often are you doing your own activations versus like people renting the space?
I would say I normally do like a monthly creative meetup. It's called the Creative Exchange
Hmm.
now. So, where every month, but during the winter time, this last few months, I kind of like died off on it. It was just a little bit. We had a cold winter this
Very,
this
very much
year,
so. Yeah.
so I kind of paused on it. But like, I have one coming up, and so it'll be back to the monthly where it's just like creatives all over the city can come together, and not just photographers. It's opened up to um speakers, educators, podcasters, whoever want to come, and we just kind of network. I've been having like mobile bar people come there and like set up. I'm actually looking for somebody to come in with some mobile massage chairs. So
Okay.
if you're out there and you have a mobile massage chair business, hit me up.
So you might be able to network, get a little lit, and get a massage all in
Yeah,
the same
yeah, yeah. I
situation.
want that to happen because I feel like as entrepreneurs and solopreneurs, like we do everything for everybody else, and our time is always so busy that we don't take time for ourselves. So
Hmm.
just having that moment to unwind with other, business owners and relax a bit, it'd just be great.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
With the entrepreneurs that you come across, business owners, so forth, in the line of work that you do with your photography, could you talk to why headshots and like keeping your photos and images updated for your business is important? I think that's something that a lot of people kind of
Yeah.
bypass or miss out on.
Yeah, I think it's very important because you never know when the next call is going to come that you need to produce this headshot to solidify who you are as a business owner. And when all you can do is turn in is a cell phone shot, it doesn't go well. Like I say, cell phone photos don't convert to business.
Hmm.
People, they actually, you can have the prettiest cell phone shot, but when you got another business is looking at you, they don't always take you serious.
Right.
So being able to show up as the professional that you are, having that type of imagery, professional, is very, very important. So, and not only just a headshot, but having a whole branding session,
Yeah.
meaning like highlight you in your business, or just having those different type of business style photos, just so you can lay out your website and any other thing that you're doing.
How often should we be taking at minimum headshots? I know like the branding shoots that can be far and few in between, but
Yeah.
in terms of headshots, how often should you be updating your photos?
Um, I think a headshot can be done every month. um, I mean, people change their looks often. So you have to think about it. If you take a headshot today, and especially for women, you didn't change your hair up 5, 6 different times, and you sending out this headshot, and sometimes people be like, "Well, who is that?" Like they don't even recognize that it's even you.
Yeah.
So sometimes you can change a headshot up as you changing your look. But if that's not realistic for you, I would think at least, every other month, 2 to 3 months is good to.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't think it would be that often.
I
Thought you should
think
be doing
so.
photos, headshots.
Yeah, because, like, what happens, like, even for me right now, um and us as professionals, sometimes we need to, talk what we, preach what we talking about as well,
Yeah.
and make sure that we're getting our headshots done. Every time I send out a headshot for like a speaking engagement, or if I'm, I travel a lot, I do other conferences, and sometimes I be feeling like, dang, I'm sending out the same headshot. So I love the fact that I have multiple headshots. So everything that I advertise is not always looking like it's the same, advertisement.
Yeah.
People get confused then because I've got confused with myself. Like, dang, I'm using that same photo over and over and over again. And so it'd just be nice to know that I have a selection to pick from.
Yeah. And PSA for all the people out there that's still using their high school and baby pictures for their Facebook profiles, go see Katrina so she can get you together and get you some new headshots so you can be proud of the way that you
Absolutely.
look.
Absolutely. I remember I just finished a cohort because I'm always educating myself as well. So I get involved in a lot of things around the cities and different programs.
Hmm.
And just being able to have our graduation and they showing all of our photos coming across the screen. I remember one of the ladies was like, "Dang, everybody photos look nice but mine."
Dang.
Because she didn't have a professional photo.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Like in those moments, you just want to be able to represent your brand, professional.
Yeah. And speaking of which, you have an initiative where you do empowerment photo sessions with women. I believe it's on an annual basis where you have women come to a specific
Oh,
location and then do their headshots and do kind of like empowerment, um, like they do like empowerment poses or things like that. I'm trying to recall it from the last
yeah.
time we talked about it.
I have so even it's like a spinoff from my boudoir photography. It's called the I Am Worthy.
Yes.
So I have an initiative called the I Am Worthy Initiative, where in that position the women not only come and take these beautiful portraits, but we also videotape them and record them telling their stories and their whys, because some of them are definitely overcoming like big hurdles in their lives, and some of them have never even shared it. They're talking about it for the first time. And so just being able to capture them, and I put those snippets of their stories on YouTube. And these are women who are ready to share their stories. They're ready to help other women be able to recognize that you are worthy as well to and deserving of whatever it is. Some of them are overcoming divorce. Some of them are overcoming like health challenge. They are cancer survivors. Some of them are suicide survivors. And then just other like daily life battles that they've overcome. And I also deal with women who don't go through that. It's just a milestone for them. They just turning 50 and they want to, be celebrated.
Yeah.
So I kind of, group it all in under one umbrella, but it's called the I Am Worthy Initiative.
Got you. And
Hmm.
how many of these have you done so far?
Ooh, how many individual sessions
Oh
I've
no.
done?
Yeah, well, I guess are they group sessions or you have
No,
people
no,
come
no.
when they can?
They're individual sessions.
Okay.
Everybody has their own turn, their own story, their own journey.
Mm.
That what happens is that once a year, I bring all the women back together, and I have like an event where I kind of highlight the women who went through the I Am Worthy process.
And how long have you been doing the I Am Worthy initiative?
This is actually year 3 for that. So third year.
Nice. And for you, I definitely wanted to ask because it's Women Empowerment Month, and I know
Mhm.
that you're a big proponent for women's empowerment. Why is it important to you? Because I think about a lot of women or people in general. It's like I got my own problems. I got all my own stuff to deal with. Let
Yeah.
alone trying to encourage and uplift other people. So for you, why was it important to be able to take that mantle to say I want to incorporate that into my work and the stuff that I do to help support these women?
It's definitely a lot when we all dealing with our own challenges and our own struggles in life. But I feel like as a photographer who has the ability to show people how I can see them when they don't see themselves that way, that it's kind of like my job and my duty to do that. I've been there. I've been in their shoes. I walked that walk. I know what it's like to feel um, not valued and just not at your best. And so I think just when I realized how I felt going through that, and how when I had my own boudoir experience and how I walked away from that experience feeling like, well, that's me, or I did that when I didn't think in my head I can ever look like that. I didn't think that I was beautiful and all of that. So I just felt it's my duty right now to help other women understand, like, no, you deserve this as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What's the most powerful moment you've had during the session?
Oh, I can't talk about her enough, and she know I tells her story all the time. But I think most of their stories have been beautiful and empowering. But to have a lady who is 50 years old or so and has never taken professional photos, she's ran from them all her life because as a child she was told by her family how ugly she was. And so that kinda stuck with her all her adult life. So she ran from the camera. She never wanted to be in front of a camera, until she came across me, and she talked, and she felt comfortable enough to share her story with me and to have this, session. And afterwards, just hearing her say how beautiful she felt and how she would do this again. And she's never done it her whole adult life. I would think that that was very impactful for me. Yeah.
And now is she one of the people seeing you every 2 to 3 months or?
Not for a headshot. No, no,
Okay.
not for a headshot. But she has definitely been a very big supporter of what it is that I do. She has come out with me to events when I've needed to talk about, what it is that I do, and she's just a client. But to be able to have a client that truly believes in you and supports you is very impactful in itself. So yeah.
Definitely. I'm sure by this point, you probably have a community of women that might have stories that's similar to that.
Yeah. And the thing about it, a lot of women, when they hear about boudoir, because of all of uh the what is the word? The
Neg
perceptions,
Yeah,
yeah, and the negative,
yeah,
outlook of when they hear boudoir, because a lot of times people have made boudoir look dirty, filthy, nasty, those type of things. And I did a twist on boudoir. My boudoir is nothing like that. It's very classy. It's very beautiful. Um, so I think just having women who think like, "Oh, no, I don't think I can do that," so I'm trying to break those barriers to let women know it's not what you think. And then once they have the session with me, they be like, "Oh, this was fun," or "This was nice," or I'm glad that I came and that I did this." So I just got to get more women to understand. And I'm really trying to um target in on the business professional women, because they're the main ones who are like the bosses out here,
yeah,
and they really think that, "Oh, I couldn't do that because I'm a director or I'm this." And it's like, but you're still a woman. You still need to embrace who you are and your feminine side, and just be able to enjoy who you are as a woman. So I think as I continue to tap into that market, let all the other women see, I think more of them would come aboard.
yeah. How
Mhm.
are you working to like break down those barriers to get them to come over to that side of thinking?
I'm just continuing to talk about boudoir photography, because a lot of people just don't know about boudoir photography. And I've done a lot of pitch competitions, and even though I always get to the point where I get into like the finalist stage of it, but I'm not like winning the pitch competition about the boudoir, because it's a new thing and they're curious about it, but they just got to hear a little bit more about it. So I just got to continue to break down the barriers, break down the doors, let people know that this is what I do and that I am a safe space for them. So,
Yeah. And
mhm.
speaking of pitch competitions, I've always seen you at several events or
Mhm.
see or hear your name a part of different events and opportunities resourced throughout the city. So let's talk about getting to the money and making some money through some of these resources
Yeah.
that's available. I know that you have a grant teaching workshop coming up, but wanted to know what's your approach to finding these resources for finances, and or I know it's not always money, but resources in general. What's your process to finding them, and then
Mhm.
what's your approach to going after those? Because, like you said, even getting to the finals, that's an accomplishment in
Yes.
itself. So that means they saw a lot of value in what it is that you had to present. So how do you approach these things to actually to put yourself in the best position to get them?
Get in the room. That is one of the biggest thing. And I made this last past year, 2025, especially going through the Motor City Match process with my studio. I couldn't really work in my studio a lot while I was going through that process. So I made sure that I was a part of everything that I had the bandwidth to be a part of, like every cohort, every program, and just getting in the room, because what I realize is that it's not just about who you know, it's about who knows you as well. Um, Being a part of women organizations, like I'm a part of Wealth Investor Network, and that women's group is always handing out resources, letting people know what they know about, what's coming, what to be ready and prepared to apply for. So I think just being able to put yourself in a position that you are getting in the rooms, and you're hearing about these opportunities. Because a lot of times people just didn't know. I've been an entrepreneur for quite a while, and for years back, I had no idea that these opportunities was right here in the city of Detroit.
Right.
And again, when I say I talk to a lot of people who live in different states, in the genre that I'm in, I'm a part of a lot of things is, you know, in other areas. But they always tell me like, "What? Like, you doing this or you got that? Like, we don't have that here where we live." And
Yeah.
I'm like, "What?" The way I'm hearing about it now in the city of Detroit, I would assume that it was everywhere. But some people are saying, no, they don't have these opportunities. So we're right here in the city. Get out, get in the rooms, MBBA, operations school, all of these things, they have programs that you can be a part of and that will help you get to the next level.
Yep. Are you a operation school grad?
Mhm.
What year did you do it?
I just did it. Like,
Oh,
I actually just went through
oh,
them.
this most recent cohort.
The one before that,
Okay.
they came out. They merged with Velocity,
Okay.
an organization in Macomb, and I did it through them.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
What was your experience like? I love mine, so that I'm always curious when I meet other old school grads.
I mean, I can't say anything bad about it. I love the opportunity. I love the people that's running it. I love Rachel. I love Stacy. I love Alicia. Like, all of them did such an amazing job bringing on great experts and leaders to help us throughout our program that I just can't thank them enough. And just being able to go from that program to I finished that one, and then they had another opportunity of a new cohort that they started, the Forward program.
Yeah.
So I just went through that, and my mind is like, hey, if you give me another opportunity, yep, I'm gonna be a part of that one too. So I could just continue to love the growth that I'm doing with these businesses.
Yeah. And I know that you mentioned that you are a continuous learner. So
Always.
taking that most recent operation school experience, how has it transformed how you think about or approach your business?
I would think the operations part of it, like when you say operations school and they get into the whole operations part of your business, because a
Yeah.
lot of times we jump into our businesses and we just jump in.
Just be hustling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we get by too,
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
lot of it. But our
Because
back
you can
end,
get far hustling.
you can get yeah, you
Now
can.
is it sustainable? That's the question.
Exactly. And that's the thing of it. Like, our back end of our businesses are really toe up to the flow up. So being able to understand like all the things that you really should have been doing before you even jumped out there. So I think that it kind of helped, solidify those things.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And so what do you see that's next on the horizon for you in the business? What do you see in your crystal ball for as you continue to elevate?
I see a couple of things. I'm trying to get myself in position for the scale and for the financial scale. Positioning myself because yeah, grants is great, and I love like all the grants that I've received so far, but I also know that I may have to get more into like the other business like loans and stuff too. So just tapping into that and making sure that I am in position with my personal finances and my business finances to be able to do those type of things. I would love to. Well, next on the horizon for me at the studio is preparing myself for my photography school.
Hmm.
I do want to have the photography school situated where I can teach others. I have people, adults and youth, that are looking and ready to learn photography. So I want to be able to do that.
And when can people expect that to roll out?
This summer, so hopefully like before the summer comes, I'll have all the information available on how to apply for it. But definitely this summer is going to be where the first boot camp, the first rollout is going to happen.
Very nice.
Hmm.
And you're also doing a grant grant writer workshop
Well, it's a grant webinar. It's
webinar.
called Your First Grant Made Simple. Like, just letting people know like how to get in position to start applying for these grants. I'm not necessarily saying like I'm gonna help you like write grants,
Hmm.
but like what you need to have in place to get yourself prepared for these grants. And I have like a free checklist that I can probably even give you the link. You can add that to your to
Yeah,
our notes and everything. But yeah, so it's a checklist, and then I have these webinars I'm gonna be doing ongoing. Mhm.
perfect. And then is the cost of the webinars, they free? How does that work?
So the webinar is $20
Okay.
to come onto the webinar,
But you're gonna
and
get a
the
lot of game
checklist
for
is
that $20.
free. Yeah. Yep. And you get the free checklist.
Okay, perfect. And last but not least, do you have any parting wisdom that you can give to anyone who's interested in actually, no, I was gonna say, well, let's see if we can do both. Let's see if we can do both. Any parting wisdom for people who for women who would want to instill more confidence into their daily lives?
Into their daily lives?
Mhm.
I would say, yeah, the wisdom that I would say for women is get in front of a mirror, tell yourself that you are deserving, you are beautiful, you are worthy of all of the things that you need in your life. I think once we tell ourselves enough, we start believing it. Because a lot of times we don't have this because we just don't believe it in ourselves. Make sure you surround yourself with a great networking circle of positive people, because we need that not only for our personal selves as women, but even in our businesses.
Now, what about people who may have that entrepreneurial idea, but they ain't took the first step to actually get it going? What advice would you have for them? Somebody who is seasoned in this game at this point.
That they ready to start a business?
Yeah, or you got
They're
the
having a
idea, but
thought?
you won't take the step to do it.
Um, I would say I'm a good advocate of finding a mentor. Mentors, and only because, like, when I first started, I looked around for a mentor. I was begging for a mentor. I only had one person, especially as a photographer. Like, I wanted to learn how to do photography. I wanted to shadow. I wanted to just do whatever it was. And only one photographer, and she is amazing, Miss Monica Morgan. So out of all the people in the world, she was the only one who gave me an opportunity to do that. So I think finding a mentor is going to be great to help you get that confidence to move forward, to do what you need to do, and also start, writing down the things that you want to do. Because sometimes just seeing it out on paper, can help you bring it to reality. So I think that is a great thing that you can do to start preparing for it.
Love that. That's
Hmm.
perfect. So, Katrina, we appreciate you for pulling up on Black Fridays today. We got a lot of great
Yeah,
game and wisdom, and hopefully, people can be able to take the gems that you provided us today to instill more confidence in their business,
yeah.
them as women in terms of the work that you do or the intentional work you do towards women empowerment. And hopefully, they pull up on you and get some photos as well. And before I forget, because I've been forgetting lately, and ain't nobody called me out on it. Tell everybody where they can reach you, your website, your
Oh,
social
okay.
media, all that stuff.
Everything for the most part is at Katrina Cross Photography. So Katrina Cross Photography on IG, on Facebook, on TikTok, LinkedIn, and YouTube.
Perfect. Well, thank you once again. Appreciate you for coming and everybody watching, listening. We're gonna tap in with y'all soon.
All right, what up,
Peace.
though?